Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
How we doing? Good to see you guys.
You're looking fresh as a daisy.
Thank you, Strager. You look great.
Yeah, thanks.
Good to see you, Sean.
What's up, partner?
I'm chilling. Good to have you, Sean. Good to have you,
Thank
Kim.
you.
What a great holiday weekend.
Great slate of games.
Great weekend and great highlights.
Great highlights. Let's get to what we call the lead block. The NFC North, does it has the champion? Let's find out. On Lambeau Field where we have fire and ice. Look at that place. Now, is Derrick Henry going to drive through that thing like a snowplow? No. Derrick Henry is not featured in this highlight. In fact, you're going to see a pattern with this highlight. It features Aaron Rodgers to Davante Adams' first drive of the game, 6. Nate, how good is he? How good is he?
He's the best receiver in the game.
Shake and bake.
He's the #1. He gets in and scores a touchdown like he does every single week. That would not be his final touchdown, even with this highlight package. Already up 12 left. Look at this throw and catch. Watch this go bash. He causes an avalanche. Look at this. Beautiful, majestic pass through the Wisconsin night to Davante. Look at this. 116 plus. He has a crown on the sideline.
Kings of the North.
You're right. Kings of the North. It doesn't usually end well for the Kings of the North. Let's see what it does here. 19-14, third quarter. Another touchdown. This is not the same play. That's Davante Adams with a hat trick. If there were fans allowed there, they would throw their hats
Go inside, pivot out, double team.
Oh, my gosh.
Hop open.
We got Next Chance to answer how he's doing it all different routes. He's doing it all different ways. You'll notice we haven't showed a Titans play yet. Tannehill had a long run. Derrick Henry was kind of stopped. And look at this, just stunting on people. Oh, my gosh.
So
Malcolm Butler, perfect coverage, perfect throw, perfect catch. He had just about a dozen of them, Davante Adams. Is that your offensive player of the year, catching a pass from the MVP? Maybe so, but this is definitely the Kings of the North, 33-14 now. How about this big dude? A.J. Dillon is going to power through the middle. Rodgers, have a stat.
Is that Corey Dillon?
Look at it. Looks like Corey Dillon. Get your big butt up there. He needs some help. And he gets it. The Packers, this was supposed to be some sort of showcase between two great teams. 40-14. The Green Bay Packers are on fuego. And Rodgers afterwards, as he's prone to do, said this was sort of about sending a message about those people say they can't play a complete game. Take it away, Wild West Bandit.
Obviously, we knew what was going on in Seattle, and it just turned to kind of put on a show. You know, we had an opportunity to be in prime time against a really good opponent. I think we've all heard about the conversation about us not beating enough good teams and not responding and playing a complete game, and this was our response. So I feel good about where we're at. It's tough to play in the cold. It's tough to play in Lambeau. I think we proved that tonight.
He's so chill, but he's a football assassin. Here's how the NFC shakes out after last night. The Packers stay in that #1 seed with the victory. They can lock it up for good with a win over the Bears in Week 17 or a Seahawks loss to the 49ers. And how about those Titans? Well, with that Titans loss, there are now 5 teams who are 10-5 in the AFC. Tennessee can still win the AFC South, however, with a win next week. They do the whole control their own destiny, guys. But what stood out to you about that Packers blowout win last night, Nate?
Yeah. I was looking at this game, and I was trying to get ready for the matchup and figuring out how I was going to break it down. And I kept telling everybody that wanted to speak with me about this game that I don't believe that the Titans were ready to play in these conditions. I'm not saying that they're soft. I'm not saying that they weren't weather ready for what's going to happen in Green Bay. It's just that I speak from personal experience. I know what it's like to play there in December. I know how cold it gets. I know what that does to the body. I know what type of back Derrick Henry is. So you got to imagine, as a wide receiver, I might catch a ball, hit the ground, hit my shoulder, get back up, dust myself off, go to the sideline, heat up, get back on the field, do it again for 4 quarters. Derrick Henry, on any given run, he's getting hit on his ankles, his knees, hips, body. On top of that, there's 3 or 4 guys piling on top of him. When I was breaking down this game, I thought there's no way that he could hold up for 4 quarters and be the same back that we saw. This is a knock towards Derrick Henry. This is more saying that the Green Bay Packers are built to play in those conditions. And what was most impressive is that usually it's the run game we talk about that's weatherproof. When have you seen a pass game that is snowproof?
It was like it was a dome.
It was like they were inside on turf, just playing ball with each other. And that combination between Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams is fantastic. And I was more impressed with the simple fact, like you said, Sean, he had cleats on, but it looked like he was out there running on a track. and he was running past guys in perfect coverage. So for me, the most impressive part is that they didn't need to go 3 yards in a cloud of dust because it was cold outside. No, the weather was bad, and their pass game was even better.
You know what this game was? It was a brand game, right? It was great for the NFL brand. We got snow. All right, we're at Lambeau Field. It was great for the Lambeau brand, the Green Bay Packers brand, the Davante Adams brand, the Aaron Rodgers brand. Everybody was branding in this game. Not branting, but branding. Not great for the ornaments.
Come on. Already.
It's Christmas.
The Jordan ornaments. The Jordan brand.
Yeah.
The Jordan gloves. You look at those highlights that zooms in on Davante Adams. To your point, look, I'm going to take you guys back, right? 2007. The New York Giants go into Lambeau. Kim, you were covering that.
Tom's face never recovered.
One of the coldest games ever. And guess who we had at running back?
Oh.
Brandon Jacobs.
Yep.
Guess who he reminds me a lot of? Derrick Henry. We went into that game knowing we're going to have to tote the rock. To your point, we got to run the football. It's cold. Man, the first play of the game, Brandon Jacobs runs over Charles Woodson. Charles doesn't remember that game to this day. I'll put money on that. We want to be more physical. So you'd think Derrick Henry would steal the show in this game. But no, the Packers defense really stifled him. You take that Tannehill run out, and Henry was under 100 yards. In this weather, in these conditions, you don't think it's going to be that type of quarterback-receiver relationship. But Davante Adams, he was cutting on dimes. I mean, he lost Malcolm Butler in the red zone. Butler's a darn good corner. And Adoree Jackson has been phenomenal all year. So while the Titans defense has struggled this year, I did not expect them to struggle that much against Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And no doubt, this was a message because they won last week against Carolina, but it was a clunker. They fell asleep in the second half, and it was like, all right, guys, we got to get our groove back, and we're going to do it at home.
All we're looking for this time of year is clarity, right? All right, the Packers are going to the playoffs. They're winning the North. They're going to try to get the #1 seed in the NFC. I think we got clarity on the MVP. I think this is over. I think Rodgers did it last night. 44 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, put on a show on national TV. I think it's
for the brand.
I think it's over. Maybe. And Chiefs fans, they always get angry. What about our guy? I think it's over. Mahomes is playing with nothing to prove next week. They have a Week 17 game. Maybe he throws 7 touchdowns and gets back in it. Maybe Alvin Kamara scores 12 next week. I don't know. But I think Rodgers ended it last. I think it's going to be MVP. And if you're talking about guys like Brandon Jacobs and these big maulers, did A.J. Dillon not turn some heads last night? This guy out of nowhere, this rookie out of Boston College.
Thunder Thigh.
We haven't talked about him since training camp, and everyone was freaking out about his legs and his butt, and they're so big, and he's Saquon 2.0, and then he's kind of gone away for a few months. He had a night last night, and Rodgers said afterwards, it's like, look, we haven't seen that from him. He got his swag come out, and I kind of liked it. It's the last thing you want to see with Rodgers. You want to see this big 250-pound bubble butt guy running through the sknow? No.
All right, so it makes a lot.
Have to go there. The Saints might have to go there. All these great teams in the NFC, you do not want to see it. Kim, I know you remember Brandon Jacobs. I even remember Tom Coughlin's frozen face in the snow.
Poor red face, his red cheeks. I don't know that they ever recovered. You make the great point, though, and so does our video. No one wants to go there in the snow, right? And by the way, shout out, if we still do shout outs, to the folks who take care of that field. They have some system there. You know, I'm sure you know, Nate. They do a perfect job in inclement weather, so it never gets out of hand there. And it's an absolute perfect setting. The Packers obviously love it, and everyone else who goes up there is wondering why they didn't pack long sleeves.
No kidding. Right about that. Now, speaking of setting, how about the Saints setting the tone? The Vikings, Saints, that was Christmas Day.
This is wild.
And this If Davante Adams is the best receiver in the game, can I ask this question? Is Alvin Kamara the best running back in the game? Or just the most versatile player? How about this? This is a 40-yard touchdown to the crib. He makes it look so... That's why they're similar. That's why Alvin Kamara and Davante Adams are so similar, because they make it look so easy. It's almost like they're not trying, but they're definitely proving a point. And here he continues to have himself a day. Alvin Kamara, he gets in the end zone. He ties Ernie Nevers' record. That's a 1929 Chicago Cardinals record for the most rush TDs in the game with 6. How about that? The Saints with a big-time blowout over the Vikings to send a message to the league.
Just a Chicago Cardinals. Wow. Let's go back to the Pacific Northwest. How about Russell Wilson?
Kobe.
His inner Kobe right there. Mamba mentality. They're trying to get the T-shirts and hats. All right. Jared Goff. Innocent little complete pass to Gerald Everett. Look again. Bashes his right thumb on the helmet of Benson Moya.
He had to pop it in place?
Moya pops it back.
Popped it back in himself.